I know heaven is supposed to be great, but honestly, it sounds kind of boring. Why didn't God tell us more about it?
If He did tell us more, we probably wouldn't be able to understand how great it will be. I'm Zach, and you're tuned in to listener-supported Keys for Kids. So what do you think heaven will be like? Do you imagine streets of gold and big mansions? Or do you visualize stuff like angels flying around playing harps? The Bible only gives us a glimpse of what heaven will be like, and that's probably because our minds couldn't really understand how incredible it will be. One thing is for sure, it will be the most amazing place ever because God will be there. Psalm 16:11 is a great reminder. It says, "In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." And now for our story. It's called Surprise Dessert. Arlo took a bite of his meatloaf. "We learned about heaven in Sunday school today," he said. "But there's something I don't understand. I know heaven is supposed to be wonderful, but it doesn't sound so great to me. Won't it be boring just walking around on a golden street singing hymns?" "I'm sure we'll be doing more than that," Dad said. "That's what Mr. Davis said too," Arlo sighed. "The Bible doesn't tell us a lot about it though, does it?" "No," Dad replied, "but we do know that it will be a wonderful, beautiful place. And the best part is that we'll finally be with Jesus." "Right," said Mom. "Sometimes it's hard to understand how great that will be, but think about how glad you are to see Grandpa and Grandma when we visit them. Seeing Jesus will be even better." Arlo ate the last bite of his meatloaf. "I wonder why God didn't tell us more about what heaven will be like." For one thing, it would be impossible for our minds to understand all the good things He has planned for us, but we do know Jesus will make everything new one day and give us bodies that never get sick or die. Dad looked over at 4-year-old Felix. "Finish your carrots, Felix. We're almost ready for dessert." "What is it?" Felix asked as he stabbed a forkful of carrots. Mom just smiled. "It's a surprise, but I promise you'll like it." "Can I have mine now, Mom?" asked Arlo. Mom shook her head. "Let's wait till Felix is ready," she said quietly. "It's his favorite. If he sees it, he'll get so excited he won't want to finish his carrots." Soon they were all enjoying chocolate marshmallow bars. "I just thought of another reason God didn't tell us exactly what heaven will be like," Arlo announced with a grin. "If we knew, we'd probably get so excited we wouldn't be able to focus on what God wants us to do on earth now." "Like Felix wouldn't have been able to finish his carrots if he knew what dessert was coming," Mom said. "We just need to trust that spending eternity with Jesus will be better than anything we can imagine." So how about you? Do you ever wonder what heaven will be like? The Bible tells us some things about it, but we really don't know what God has in store for us until we get there. But even though we don't know exactly what heaven will be like, we know it will be perfect because of who we'll be with, Jesus. We will be whole and full of joy because we'll be with Him. Look forward to spending eternity with Jesus and help more people know about Him now so they can be with Him forever too. Our key verse is Psalm 16:11.
"In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore."
And our key thought for today, heaven will be wonderful. Have you heard about Keys for Kids Radio? It's got all kinds of cool stuff like great music made just for you and interesting stories from Adventures in Odyssey and Down Gilead Lane. It's a whole radio station made just for you with contests and interviews and stories about kids like you. You won't want to miss it. So check out Keys for Kids Radio today at keysforkids.net. I'm Zach. Thanks for listening to Keys for Kids.